Hi, my name is Jason Kaplan. I'm CEO of Milestone Sports. Yeah, we're really not trying to build a big consumer brand. It's very expensive to do. I mean, you see Fitbit advertising on the NFL playoffs, and our marketing budget's a little smaller than that. And we think, there's great leverage in going to the retailers, right? Because when you walk into a retail store, let's talk about Dick's Sporting Goods as an example. Some percentage of customers get asked about buying a Fitbit or buying a Garmin or buying any product in there. But 100% of the customers get asked as they check out, are you a member of our scorecard program? And that's really where we think we can fit. We think we can be at the register as well as in the store, and where the retailer says on every transaction, are you part of our wearable-based loyalty program? And they'll word it a little differently, of course. And then they'll be getting a device on every single pair of running shoes and tennis shoes and basketball shoes that goes out, because it's going to enable them to be much better marketers and have a much deeper relationship with their customers. Today, we are not operating in other verticals at the moment, but we have research. We, of course, have PhDs doing our biomechanical research for all the running, and they're now focused on other sports and some healthcare applications as well. So we do absolutely see opportunities. I grew up playing basketball, and we think even for an old guy like me, it'd be pretty cool to have a device on a basketball shoe that at the end of an hour could show if I'm that guy that works really hard and burned a lot of calories, or if I'm that guy that cherry picks and is kind of lazy, and we could show, what's the overall impact of all the cuts and jumps on your knee, and how high was my vertical, and did my vertical decrease over the course of an hour playing basketball. And we think we can make it a lot of fun for the consumer, helpful in terms of performance and health, and again, drive a deeper connection with brands and retailers. Sure, so when we think about other sports that we could target, we think about a number of other sports. We do think, over the last 2.5 years, we've gained a lot of knowledge of the foot and how feet move and how the body moves from the foot up. And the fact of the matter is, just about every sport, I'm not sure I can think of one that doesn't, starts with proper footwork. I've coached my sons in sports for years, and it's always about getting your feet set right. So we do look at sports like tennis and basketball and other athletic sports where you're running around, but also we think cycling presents a very interesting opportunity for a couple of reasons. One is that there's clearly consumable devices, consumable products on a bike, whether it's a chain or a brake or a tire, that need to be replaced periodically. And if I know a little bit about how much you ride and how you ride, I'm more likely to be able to give you good guidance on when to do replacement on that. In most bike shops, it's a little haphazard. It's a little about, how long was I gone, roughly estimating miles, and we think there could be a better way to make sure that you're not stranded out on Route 144 or something, with a flat tire or a broken chain. And we also think, with our CTO's background comes from a company called PrimeSense, where he built the technology that's basically inside the Xbox Kinect that's tracking all kinds of sensing and movement. We think there's an opportunity to do something like that about cycling form. In cycling, you see a lot about power and you see a lot about heart rate, but you could be generating power and your legs could be facing out instead of facing in a more ergodynamic way. And we think we could do some things about form that might be helpful for keeping cyclists more healthy and performing better as well. So we'll be exploring that pretty aggressively. Through our distribution strategy is to go to retailers and talk to them about this whole platform and loyalty. And one of the things that we decided early on, and you asked me earlier, are we trying to build a big consumer brand, is that we would white label or private label this. So we're perfectly happy to go to Sports Authority or Dick's or Zappos or Sports Chalet or Charm City even, and say, look, if you believe in this wearable marketing platform, we're happy to put your logo on it. We're happy to create an app skinned for you. It can be your program, because that's, they're interested in driving their brand. And so we're okay with that. So the question of, what's the key data, what's the key metric that we need to track in order to know the tipping point when we feel like we've really got the momentum we need to succeed, is an interesting one. It really comes down to adding retailers, and retailers who are committed to the marketing platform. So, we talk a lot directly to the consumer today through social media and others, because we want to generate pull demand. But really what it's going to be is when we get those first 1 or 2 big national chains. We have some big stores distributing. I mean, Roadrunner Sports is a massive independent run specialty shop today. Certainly GNC, actually, we've done some work with, and we're doing a really exciting deal with the Pittsburgh Marathon, where for the first time, runners, typically you sign up for a marathon 4 to 6 months ahead of the race, and then you kind of go away. And the marathon organizers, in my opinion, miss a big opportunity to stay engaged with their customer and sell sponsorships and other kind of interactive means with their customer during those 4 to 6 months. And so now you can go sign up for the Pittsburgh Marathon. You get a Milestone pod either free or at a discounted cost. And all throughout training, you'll be able to compare yourself to everybody else training in the race and see, oh, it's 10 weeks out. You know, how am I doing in terms of miles per week or my average minutes run this week? Am I in the top 20th percent or the bottom 20th percent? And we'll be doing more and more there. So I think it's really about, you know, adding some of those enterprise customers, whether it's the races or the large retailers, because, you know, when they see the value of the marketing platform, they get pretty committed to it. We have some of the retailers who've been using the actual offers, and they're seeing redemption rates of anywhere at the low end of 12% to a high end of 25% of offers made get redeemed, which is, it blows away the other kind of marketing that they're doing.